June 24th, 2013 meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. John Lightfoot. Here. Mr. McCann. Here. Mr. Michike. Here. Mr. Morelli. Here. Chairman Rocco.
Here. Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There's not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak at the, who would like to address the committee at this time? Okay. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. You have the May 20th, 2013 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of day.
Mr. Chairman, quick question in terms of the minutes, if I could.
Yep.
I noticed that it's under members absent. My name is listed. I was there during the meeting. Just so I know, is it for members who come in late will be put under absent and not as present, even though they were there for the votes?
President Adair?
Thank you, Chairman Rocco. Actually, just for point of clarification, when a roll is taken and you're not in the thing, it says absent, but all clerks have been instructed at that point, once you enter the chambers, they're to put you that you've entered the chamber. So I think, without putting my glasses on, this one does say that, right?
It does reference that.
Yeah.
That I was late. I just want to make sure
Yeah,
that
no,
it'll stand under members
Absolutely. Oh, no, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification.
Does that answer it?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So it stands as he was in attendance.
Yeah, it's once excuse me, I'm sorry. It's at the time of the roll call. The person reads off the name. If they're not in, then they're out. You've seen it in other examples too where, like when we do a vote, and sometimes when I've been doing a full leg, all of a sudden I go, please note that Legislator Adair has left the, that's why. That's all it is.
Perfect. Thank
Okay.
you. Yep.
Thank you. Okay. Next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk?
Referral 13-194, authorized additions.
Moved by Legislator McCann, second by Mr. Legislator Michike. Excuse me. Legislator McCann.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, it's my understanding there's a typographical mistake on this referral.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. You'll note in the third bullet point on the first page, it refers to the Eastern Agricultural District number 2. And then in the specific legislative action number 1, it refers to the Eastern Agricultural District number 6. The specific legislative action is correct. Unfortunately, the narrative in the upper part of the referral is incorrect. Since the specific leg action is appropriate, I don't recommend an amendment is required at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Oh, excuse me, I didn't see another question.
Yes, I was just thank you for that. Just for clarification through you, Mr. Chairman, will the administration please tell me what the benefit is for these additional 3 properties going into the 3 agricultural districts? What do the owners get from this as a benefit, or is there a benefit, or why do they do it, or why?
Through the chair, Tom Goodwin from Planning and Development. There are a variety of benefits to property owners to be in the agricultural district. Primarily, it's access to technical support and guidance for their farm operation from the New York State Department of Ag and Markets. They also have some additional protection under right to farm laws for their agricultural use. And there's also a notice of intent requirement. There's no direct financial benefit for being in the district.
Well, those are great benefits. Mr. Chairman, if you will, through you. What I did refer to the Article 25 AA Section 303B of the Agriculture and Markets Law, which kind of tells us how, what we got to do to go ahead and get them into this process. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, is this something that property owners come to you with, or is this something that you suggest, or that's my question.
Through the chair, a variety of ways. The property owners have to make an application through the legislature clerk's office. There are notices in the newspapers, but a lot of the information passes by word of mouth. Dr. Robert King, who is head of the Agriculture and Life Science Institute at MCC, and also staff to the County Agricultural and Farmland Protection Board, routinely talks to property owners, and so a lot of the information about the Ag District program is passed word of mouth.
Thank you for that. If you will, just let me ask two minor more questions, just so that I can just understand, not necessarily about the legislation, but so much, about the legislation. So how many people do we think, just from my own information to you, Mr. Chairman, how many people do we think are farmers or people who own these types of property are opting into this program? Is it like, 40% of the people in the county who own farms are trying to get into this? Or I'm just trying to get a feel for what we got kind of going on in our community.
Through the chair, that's a difficult question to answer. Any property owner has the ability to fill out an application every year for entrance into the Ag District program. And I think to be in an Ag District, the property doesn't have to be in agricultural production. It just has to be viable agricultural land. So it's really difficult to say how many farmers are in Ag Districts or how many parcels that could be in an Ag District actually are. It'd be difficult to even guess at.
No, I definitely understand that. One final question. So, to you, Mr. Chairman, I would assume, are there any downfalls for being in this? I mean, there's a downside, isn't there? I would think.
Through the chair, the only downfall might be if a property owner that's in an Ag District wants to develop their parcel. There is an Ag Assessment program. It is completely separate from the Ag District program, and it's administered by state law, but it's administrated by the Municipal Assessor's Office, so that property owners that are actually in agricultural production can get an assessment based on the agricultural value of the property rather than the development value. That's a completely separate program.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Legislator Morelli?
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, are properties ever removed from being within the agricultural district?
Through the chair, every 8 years or so, the agricultural districts go through a full review process, and at that time, people can ask for their properties to be taken out of an Ag District.
Great, thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee tonight? There being no unfinished business, the June 24th, 2013 meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee is scheduled for July 29th, 2013.